All right, y'all. I need everybody in here because this one here is going to divide the room. At the National Action Network conference, a young speaker got on stage and basically told the entire room, y'all too old, y'all out of touch, and y'all ain't talking to the youth. But then he said something even crazier. He said, no check, no vote. No check, no vote. No check, no vote. Not only that, he called out Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Kamala Harris all this racist. He said the youth not scared of nobody anymore. So we got to talk about it. Is this real power? Or are we about to play ourselves? Drop where you stand right now in the chat. And if y'all don't know, this action, the National Action Network, that's Al Sharpton's, little conference that he put on. And, what I'm saying, he pander, in my opinion now, he pander. He get the black vote and keep the black people in line. And he keep the black people in line, and he keep the Democratic Party very headstrong on what this Democrat message is, and is the Democrats who we gonna vote for, and and they try to make sure. Right now we got midterms coming up, so they try to make sure that we take over the House. We get power back in the House. And what that's going to do is, we're going to make it very hard for Donald Trump to accomplish his agenda. But let's kind of get back to this little take, right? So we're going to react to this young man, Melrose Radio Man. He was one of the speakers on stage, like I said previously. He was one of the speakers on stage, and I could just kind of let y'all hear it for yourself. Let's go.
Step up, tell us your name, and briefly, what's on your mind?
Let me hold it. Hey, yo, as I look around this room, if you're 35 years old or younger, raise your hand. 4 people. So here's the thing. Y'all in trouble. Yesterday, you had Al Green up here talking about we need a Secretary of Reconciliation, and then that's going to include what he said was reparations, which, by the way, wasn't reparations. Reparations is more than a check, but the very first thing it is a check. And come this year during the midterms and in 2028, if you don't have our check, you won't get no vote. No check, no vote. Yeah, I know that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth. You don't know how to talk to the youth. You're trying to tell us what to do. We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get our vote. Yeah, not. Who are you? Oh, all right, yeah, so like I was saying, I'm going to land my plane right there, but the Democrats are no better than the Republicans. No check, no vote. Y'all take care.
What?
Okay. That was a lot to take in, and I think that was a fresh take. That was a ball of energy. That's going to wake you up right quick. So listen, I think, and just growing up in a Black household my whole life, I understand exactly where he's coming from, right? Because every year every year, every year, every year, every year. People got to realize we seen, who don't preach this message, as far as getting out and voting, as far as getting out and voting. And I don't know where this change has come from and what people are experiencing on a day to day in real life. But I'm sick of that. I'm sick of, when you look up, you can have Ghana president come to America and ask for reparations, and we sit around and we talk about it, or um, we can have conversations about reparations, and who is actually going up there and represent us. And they get every year the black vote is such a heavy um a heavy advertisement. Like, we got to get out here. They get our entertainers to get out here to sway us, and they try to they strategically put commercials and just things out here in the ether that, if you going against the Democratic Party, if you're going against them, then you're a coon or you something. But what have the Democrat Party done for me? If I've been on y'all guys' side this whole time and y'all ain't did nothing for me personally, I don't know what they did for y'all now. That's why I said, if they did something for y'all, man, y'all drop that in the chat, man. I want to let y'all know that, man. Too. Y'all get down in that chat and y'all let me know where y'all stand. If they put you in position, if they've forgiven your student loans, if they've whatever they did, if they gave you a grant, right? If they could have given you guys um scholarships, whatever may have it, y'all let me know exactly why is the Democrat Party, why do they have a stronghold on you guys? Or why do you think they have a stronghold on the community that vote for them? Because when once a Democrat, always a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just very curious because I had to let it go. They're not doing nothing. They get up here, they get our vote, and only thing we have to do is say something. Everybody is not in agreement. Everybody experience something different. So if your grandma got cheaper insurance, if whoever, let me know. I'm willing to listen to it. I'm willing to uh to try to side with you. But for me, I'm like, these people still on food stamps. They still got people out here poor. It's not, it's not even something to do for me. Our veterans, they still come over from war and don't get the attention and the help that they, you know, actually need. Senior citizens are, dealing with a an inflation crisis that's really just taking their funds and just obliterating it. So for me, I'm like, where you stand at in this position? Do you just stand out in the side where you say, okay, I'm not gonna vote for anybody? I don't know these guys, and I didn't tell them to go, or I haven't researched them. They haven't came to my door and told me what they stand for. So it's no use for me voting or choosing a side. If that's where you guys at, or you're on the side where you just say, hey, I'm a Democrat. I'm gonna stay a Democrat, and that's just what it is. Um, just let me know. Do they have to do anything for you? Do they have to offer you anything to get your vote? Because your vote every year or every 2 years, they do this every 2 years. They come out and start asking for votes, right? They come out and start asking for votes. So is your vote in your mind really important? Is your vote, why do they keep coming to ask for the vote? Because if they, in some people's minds, they think that they just actually place these people there. Whatever, however it goes. Now y'all was just placed there. You know, um, but if you're voting, could you actually go up to, maybe the White House or something, and maybe and get some type of justice out of this, you know, and if it's like this too, like if nobody votes, who really win? Because like I said, if we, in our minds or in some people's minds, if they just place people, if they're just placing them up here, then who really win at the end of the day? You know, and are we still at the point where we can actually trust these political parties? Can we trust, even if they actually come and speak the way that is very soothing and very trustworthy in our mind? Can we trust that person to actually get up in there in that office and do exactly what he's advertising to do for us? And as I want to know from black people, man, I want to know from black people, should reparations be required before they get our vote? Before they get our vote, before they get your vote, should reparations be required? Should they pay you? Should they pay you? Because guess what? You've already been voting for years. It's already documented, right? You've already, you've already did this. You played the game. Or if you're new to the game, then hey, should you require reparations before they get your vote? Me personally, I'm gonna stay out of it. I want to try to stay kind of neutral. If you know where I'm at, you know where I'm at. But if you want to know my stance, you just drop it down in the comments. Let me know my stance. Is no vote, no check, no vote? Is that a smart strategy, or is that just something for the short term? But I do appreciate this man energy when he came up here. You know what I'm saying? Because he really passionate, right? He standing out at this crowd and he like, listen, man. He up there with people that raised him. You see what I'm saying? He up there, he's staring right into the belly of the beast. Because these are the individuals that, what I'm saying, like, let's look at it. Let's look at who back here in this background, right? You got three ladies. One lady gonna pop up. But we got three ladies, and if y'all listen closely, they get to the point, it's so democratic, right? Or it's so just like people so stuck in their ways, they're actually telling the host to take the mic from the man in the background noise. But once again,
What's on your mind?
Let me hold it. Hey, yo, as I look around this room, if you're 35 years old or younger, raise your hand. 4 people. So here's the thing. Y'all in trouble. Yesterday, you had Al Green up here talking about we need a Secretary of Reconciliation, and then that's going to include...
He meant to say Al Sharpton, y'all, not Al Green. He meant to say Al Sharpton. So let's go.
What he said was reparations, which, by the way, wasn't reparations. Reparations is more than a check, but the very first thing it is a check. And come this year during the midterms and in 2028, if you don't have our check, you won't get no vote. No check, no vote. Yeah, I know that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. All of y'all in here, with all due respect, you're beautiful, but you're old. You're not talking to the youth. You don't know how to talk to the youth. You're trying to tell us what to do. We're not having it no more. So if you want our vote, you got to come with our paper. We're not scared of Trump. We're not scared of anybody. Biden is a racist. Trump is a racist. Kamala is a racist. And if you don't have our money, you don't get our vote. Yeah, not.
And on top of that, Kamala, she was in the crowd, y'all, for this. Because they finna, in my opinion, they finna try to run her again. They finna try her again. Put a lot of tax dollars behind her, a lot of donation dollars, or maybe not tax dollars, donation dollars behind her. They finna run the campaign. In my opinion, I don't have any facts on that, but once again, Matt, I just want to get out here early this morning. I'm just to react to this because I'm like, I want to know where y'all stand at on this, because it's going to heat back up and it's going to come right quick. midterm November be here very soon. They're finna actually push this. Our local governments, they finna start pandering for our votes. They finna, what should we require out of our government? What should we require? Why are we voting people in that we still have distrust for, or we still have dislike for? You know, so y'all let me know, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And with that, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Y'all subscribe to the video, and I'm gone.